This week, it's been a bloody cold week. As you can probably tell, the hat on my head has not left my head all week. Ice has been starting to form on some fisheries for the first time this winter, and we've been out and had a very interesting week. So I've got some very good content, some interesting stuff that we've seen this week, and this is vlog number 4. Make sure you stay tuned to the end, because we've got a grand finale there, which is a really impressive fishery where the owner's been using our services and feeds since I started the business, and he's grown fish from being very small when they were introduced to being very big and very beautiful. The sun was out, so we've got some great footage, so stay tuned to the end, and we hope that you enjoy vlog number 4. So Spring Rock Fishery was our first job, and this is 2 lakes that I've been supplying feed to for the last 2 or 3 years, and our job was to net the specimen lake, to remove the smaller carp, give the bigger carp some more room to grow on, so move the small carp over to the new lake, which is more for bites and higher stocking density, for easier sport for the holiday anglers there, and the specimen lake was going to be a lower stock lake for specimen carp fishing. Both of these lakes have got a lot of islands in, which makes our job a little bit trickier. Obviously without islands, it's just one sweep and you've nailed a lot of the stock. If the lake bed is friendly for the lead line to fish effectively, then you could nail the stock very easily. But with these islands, we have to split the lake up into smaller sections and take smaller sweeps. And also there's good marginal plant structure around these ponds, so the juvenile fish are really tucked in hard against those reeds. So ideally we'd like to drain off 2 foot of this water to get fish into areas where we can easily net them, and we can make a good crop of the stock and the juvenile fish. But even with these islands, we managed to do a good enough job to catch the majority of the carp stock, moving the smaller fish into the other pool, and the bigger fish looked absolutely brilliant. Andrew, who runs the site, has been feeding Natropal, coating his feeds in Natropal, which has meant the carp have been in great condition, very few argulus, and they're growing very well. They look real chunky and in fantastic condition, absolute pristine. And by making space every year with fisheries coming in to crop the stock, we know that these fish can carry on to convert their diet every growing season and become bigger and bigger, and that specimen lake is going to go from strength to strength with this kind of management. And on to the next pool. This pool has been set up to be easier fishing for the holiday angler that just wants to go and catch a few smaller carp, a few smaller crucians and silvers. And what we saw in this pool, we come across quite regularly, where there's a lot of cormorant predation, and we managed to get some good footage that explains a little bit about how fish behave in the presence of cormorants, and how that impacts the fishing during the winter. So I'm going to show you the impact of cormorant predation on this lake behind us at Spring Rock. We've turned up and shot 2 100-metre nets either side of the islands that just go over my shoulder here, down the middle of the lake. And the water was pretty clear. The water clarity was really good, so it made us think either there are as many fish as we're led to believe in here. Has there been a problem with predation? And so we shot the nets in open water. We've done a bit of electrofishing, thinking that the good marginal plants along here is good marginal plant structure all along the margins around this pond. And we're electrofishing around the outside to see if the juvenile fish are in the margins. And I'll take you along in a minute, and I'll show you what's happening.
People think they'll come out, but they won't. They just stay there. Even doing this, even kicking them, splashing them, doing what you like. They become accustomed to hiding from birds in there, so they're not going to come out unless you drain water. See, plucking them out of the reeds. The reason they're in there is that if they come out, they risk getting eaten by the cormorants, and they'll stay in there. They'll live right back here quite happily all winter. And they'll do bugger all. They won't even move. They'll just stay there to the point where the water in this lake it's gone clear, even with this density of fish in the reeds. It's amazing, really. Just want to survive. Just full of them. Full of them. Hey! It's like being at PYO on the old strawberry ticket.
So as you can see there, all the fish that are right size for the cormorant, you should have seen in our other cormorant video that we've done. They know they're the right size for the cormorant, so they get well out of the way. They find refuge in the margins, in the root network of the marginal plants. You've got a really good marginal plant structure around here. So yeah, the fish aren't going to be out in open water if there's cormorants fishing. That's why the water was crystal clear. But yeah, they're in the margins underneath in that root network, right at the back, hiding out of the way from the cormorants. So they're going to pick up parasites there, like leech and argillus. It's just an interesting one to bear in mind. If you looked at this lake, it wouldn't perform very well through the winter, obviously, because the fish are well out of the way from being caught from predators like cormorants and anglers. So there's no point restocking because the fish are there. They're just out of the way, hiding from predators. So there'd be no benefit. In fact, it'd be have a negative impact to stock more fish in a lake like this. It's just understanding what you've got, where they are, and how they're behaving. We are at Alistree Lake today in Derby. Got a new hat on, so cold one today, bit of ice on the water. Just attached 450 metres of net, joined them together, and Andy's just about to shoot that now into open water. And then we're going to electrofish around the margins, just a stock survey, see how they're doing. Very active club in their management, do a lot of tree work. And yeah, we'll see what we catch. We'll keep you posted. We've got a full AE Fisheries team today, so hopefully I can get on the boat with the camera and show you a bit of electrofishing action. So yeah, let's get this net shot and see what we catch. 450 metres is now shot out into open water of the main body of water here at Alistree. And Andy, Dave and Matt are all out on the boat electrofishing. There wasn't enough room for little old me on there. Andy's trialling out a load of new electrofishing kit. He wants to play with the settings and it's pretty hefty gear, so there wasn't enough room on the boat for little old me. But hopefully in a minute they'll be coming round. They're just electrofishing around the outside of the net, obviously. The net's taken out the main part of the water, so the margins are left to zap, just to see what's lurking in the reeds and in the root system and in the snags, and just to get a good assessment of the stock, to do a good thorough survey. We always shoot net into bits of water that we can to catch the bulk of the fish, and then we just electrofish around the parts that we can't net to see what we're missing in open water. Good morning, frosty old morning down in Somerset. I'm running a little bit late, but I'm just on camera duties today. Come down to film the chaps netting a little syndicate down in Wanstro in Somerset here. Somewhere we come quite regular, and I thought they've drained down, so I thought I'd come and catch some stuff on camera, because he's been feeding a lot of our feed. So there's the truck, they can't be far away.
So we've been coming here a long time now for Neil, and watch this fishery really develop. The fish have grown every year. Feeds a lot of Ben's feed. Just keep him well on top of the Argolis. There's one or two about, but not many. There's not a huge amount of carp in here. How many, Neil, big uns?
Got like 14 now, 13.
14 30s in here. Absolutely gorgeous. He's done it all properly over the years. We've got fish like this. It's a lovely sort of intricate lake with fish, lots of fish this size. Absolutely mint. And he hasn't just stocked them big, he's stocked them very small. Done everything sensibly over the years, and it's a real credit to him, to be fair. It's a bit annoying. I bought him a hat this morning, he won't even wear it, he's got a crap one on instead. Probably some Southampton hat on, but you can't hold that against him, you know. But when you got fish like this, stunner. How big was this when you put it in? £1. See? £1 to 30 odd pounds. Simple fishery management, bit of feeding, bit of cropping, and you can achieve anything.
So, excuse me mate, how do you find your job at AE Fisheries?
There's a bit of clip earlier that I think will show how I feel about my job here.
I wouldn't care if you killed yourself or crashed your car into a tree.
What's he like to work for?
He's a lovely man. He gives us hugs sometimes.
Fucking ungrateful bastard he is.
Fishing at Lee, you nailed him 2 years ago. And he hadn't been on the bank for 4 years. We noticed straight away with those little cluster of scales for your left finger. Forget weighing that one for now. We're going to do the toasties.
Yeah, he'd be alright in there.
Yeah, we're going to do the toasties, Lee. Sorry. We're not the.
So that is vlog number 4. I'm sure there's plenty for you to take from that. It's really impressive fisheries. I'm sure you'll agree Neil's fish are absolutely insane. and fair play to him. He stocked them at £1, and seeing them grow through the years to what they are now, touching £40, is absolutely incredible. And what stunning fish with those big mirrors, these big plates across them, all different and completely individual fish. And wow, that's how we advise to manage your fisheries. Neil has had us in every other year to crop those juvenile fish and those nuisance species, and there's no coincidence that those carp have grown into what they are. And that is how you manage a fishery. And the exciting thing is, though, we can see so much more potential and things we would do to take those fish to the next level. And I'm sure in Neil's care that those fish will continue to thrive. And that's the end of vlog number 4. Please do leave your comments in the section below, your feedback and questions. I will answer them personally. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. We've got lots more videos coming up. So hopefully you like what we're doing. Until next time, thank you very much.